before Raw went on air, I don't know how much you read about this, Hairline, but CM Punk went to Raw and they were in Chicago. He went backstage. He talked to Triple H. He showed up. Apparently, he flew. He like, I don't want to talk out of my ass here, but I heard that he was like on a plane or on a bus with these guys. Like he was like rode in with some of these people, went in there, said hi, and Vince said, from like someone sent a message from Vince's office saying, get him out of here. Which I don't think is a diss. I think what it is just Vince being like, dude, you're contracted to AEW. The last thing we need right now is some fucking shit, some more litigations and things like this, you know? So I think it's more of that. What do you make of CM Punk showing up there?
All I really heard is that he squashed this bullshit with the Miz, you know. But once I want to start, all this is just dirt cheap bullshit, which I know you love to talk about, but I don't necessarily feed into it. But like, don't get me wrong, bro. I want CM Punk back. I want him to leave Camp Cucamonga, you know.
Right, but the thing is apparently he talked to Triple H and was kind of squashing his shit with him too. Now,
excellent.
I listened to
WrestleMania.
Right. But I listened to Jim Cornette and he pointed something really, really good out here. Apparently there was some statement made by Warner saying that the new AEW Collision is going to be like a premiere show, something they consider a premiere show or something like this. And Warner is willing to pay $1 million per episode per like premiere show. So CM Punk coming back and them having a live television show that draws numbers is worth something like $52 to $58 million off rip. So like Punk now is in the news hearing about how, like, I can only imagine he's hearing about, I'm worth 50 million to this company right now, basically. You know what I mean? So let me just show up on Raw, peekaboo. Hey, don't want me making nice over here, do you, Tony? Bring me back to work, please. Fuck these guys over here. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to shit on the Elite or anything, dude. Hairline knows I'm a huge fan of these guys, right? Hairline is not. I'm a huge fan of the Elite and shit, but I mean, let's be honest. If you're watching All Access, they talk about it during this reality show. The whole premise of the Young Bucks' storyline is how they have heat in Chicago and they're going back to Chicago, and oh no, they haven't wrestled since they were stripped of their titles. Do you know what they won't mention one time? That they got in a fight, CM Punk, why there's heat in Chicago. They make it like because they beat the Lucha Bros. That's why they have heat. Legit, it's like they are fucking, when people say, oh, they're scared and they don't want to bring it up, I am starting to believe that, dude. It's like, they're running away from it. They won't address it. They don't want Punk back. There's $50 million minimum, let alone the houses they do, riding on Punk's back. Ultimately is what Warner's saying at the end of the day.
Right.
And Tony Khan isn't willing to tell these motherfuckers to play nice. I don't get it. Hairline, go ahead.
That amount of money is the main reason that the fucking Cucamonga kids need to keep their fucking mouth shut. Like they just like they don't grasp the concept of a huge house. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't. I agree with that. I agree with that. I do.
And I'm not trying to sound like a broken record and repeat myself every fucking week on the fucking pod, bro. But it's like, man, like, they care more about the viral fucking moment than a nice house, you know? So
yeah, and I think to back that up, when me and Hairline, I think, so we were talking about earlier, maybe we'll do like a bonus Patreon show where we watch AEW All Access together live and like react to it together, because I've been watching this show. I'm one of the very few people who are actually watching this show every week. And man, the Young Bucks this last episode, you know, you hear old road stories about like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and they're talking about, man, we would just the whole point of the business was we do the show, we get to the bar or back to the hotel room with beers quick enough to watch the replay, and then we dissect each other's shit and tell each other what we could do better and how we're gonna make these stories better. You watch the Young Bucks watching their shit back, and no offense, dude, and we're gonna clip this and everyone's gonna go, drones, finger point. You guys are fucking AEW haters. I know everyone's gonna do that, even though we're not. I am absolutely proprietor of fucking AEW, but the Young Bucks are watching their goddamn match back, dude, and they're
I
just
believe it.
putting themselves over. They're putting their own moves over. They're laughing
Yeah.
at them and going, "Oh, did you see that?" Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going in my head, dude, I'm thinking back to that show. Wasn't the arena half empty for that shit? And wasn't like you guys like you didn't get that big of a reaction? Like, yeah, people were popping for your moves, but like the Lucha Bros were more over than you guys at that. Like,
Bro.
just from watching the show. So I don't know. Hairline.
Marks. Marks.
Okay. Anyways, we could harp on this forever. We meant to get into Raw. We want to review
Yeah,
Raw. So
yeah.
I'm so sorry, but there's always got to be a little intro. You got to tickle the taint before you get to the balls sometimes. So let's